So we don't actually know what Moe's rescue story is. Nobody can actually remember how he ended up in the shelter in Bali. But he was, when I met him, which was early March back in, gosh, a long time ago, 5 years ago now, he was in a quarantine room all by himself in a tiny little cage because they didn't know what was wrong with him. He was completely bald except for a tiny little mohawk right here, which is why they called him Moe. As you can see, his legs are a bit funny looking. He had quite bad rickets and really low immune system, and lack of vitamins and minerals and all that sort of stuff. And he was tested for everything. He was tested for parvo, he was tested for distemper, tested for all those awful things, but all kept coming back negative. But those tests can be notoriously inaccurate. So yeah, he was in a little room all by himself. He never complained, he never whined. And I tried not to fall in love with him, but it was kind of impossible. And then, so I sort of took Moe under my care and made him my little project. So I would take him out of his quarantine room every day because he wasn't allowed to socialise with any of the other puppies because we didn't know what was wrong with him and if he was contagious or not. So I would take him out into the front of the clinic there and rub oil and lotion on his bald little body, trying to stimulate his fur to grow back and smother the mange mites that he would have had. And then I would also give him calcium injected into his mouth every day to help his bones strengthen up a little bit. About a month after that came the Balinese silent holiday, which is basically a 3-day affair where nobody goes to work, nobody does anything, everyone just sort of stays at home and be mostly quiet. And so no staff were going to be coming in to look after the dogs, so we basically had to get, it was like nearly 200 dogs out of the clinic and into foster. And one of the other volunteers at the time said, you've been working so closely with Moe, you should take him home for Neppy. And I agreed to take him home. We spent those 3 days together, and then when it came time to take Moe back to the clinic after Neppy, I found excuses not to take him back. I said, I'll just, maybe he just needs a little bit more attention, and he's in that quarantine room all by himself. Maybe it's better for him to be at home with me where he's not by himself. And so I started to research how to build up his immune system and how to strengthen his bones and to heal his skin, because I was just having no luck getting his fur to grow. It would grow for a little bit, then it would all fall out again, and grow for a little bit and all fall out again. And he'd had so much medication and Ivermectin, and he's less than 6 months old, and I just didn't want to be giving him so much medication all the time. So I started to research special diets and how I could improve his health through his diet, and I designed him what turned out to be in the end a vegan diet, because I was finding that the meat was making him really nauseous and throw up all the time, whereas when he wasn't having the meat and he was having other forms of protein, he wasn't vomiting as much, well, at all really. So he gradually transitioned him to a full vegan diet, high in nutrients and vitamins and all sorts of things like that, as well as giving him special things for his skin, including a lot of coconut oil in his diet to help his fur grow. And yeah, he started to improve. His physical health started to improve, his immunity started to improve, his legs started to straighten out, his fur started to grow, and he started to grow, so growing into the beautiful, handsome man he is today. Initially, I had planned that he would go back to the clinic and be adopted. But one day we were in the clinic together and a lady come in looking for a dog to adopt, And she saw Mo and she said, oh, he would be a very nice dog, and I think he would sit very well out the front of the spa while I'm having my treatments. And I just did not think that that was a good enough life for Mo. And I said, he's not up for adoption, I'm going to keep him.